Namaste. A standard. Today we are going to deal with the lesson number 2, The Boy Who Sold the Wisdom. In this, a pre-reading has been given about Akbar King and how his minister Birbal has solved his problem about using his wisdom. This lesson is basically about using of your wisdom, that is your intelligence. I have listed out some of the points of this lesson. Let's see. An orphan boy opens a shop to sell a wisdom. A stupid boy, Babu, purchases the wisdom. Babu's father returns the wisdom as not required, committing to an promise that his son will never use that wisdom. Next, Babu becomes witness to a quarrel between two maids of two queens. Babu was called to give witness. Nagendra gives advice to avoid the consequences. So, for today's video part, we will deal all these points. We'll start. Now, first pre-reading. The king received a letter from a neighboring king asking for potful of wisdom. He in turn consulted his clever jester Birbal. Birbal requested the king to give him some time to give a potful of wisdom. The king agreed. So Birbal grew a pumpkin in a pot and gave it to the king. The king, in turn, sent it across to the neighboring king with a note. The wisdom should be removed without damaging the pot or the wisdom in it. If you damage either of them, you should be ready for a battle. The neighboring king was surprised to see the potful of wisdom, realized his mistake, and fell at emperor's feet. He begged the emperor forgive him. So now here some questions are given. What was the demand? What was the demand of the neighboring king? The demand of the neighboring king to give him potful of wisdom. Second question, how did Birbal get a potful of wisdom? Birbal grew a pumpkin in the pot and thereby grew wisdom in the pot. What is the meaning of potful of wisdom? Potful of wisdom, the meaning of potful of wisdom, see, wisdom you cannot touch, wisdom you cannot feel, wisdom you cannot hold, wisdom you cannot store. So this is how the neighboring king tried to attack Akbar through asking him potful of wisdom, but Birbal, with his tactful and using his wisdom, avoid the complications. So let's begin from para number 1, the basic lesson. Nagendra was orphaned and found himself without a job. He was clever and he had learned many things by observing his father. One day he had a brilliant idea. He went into town and hired the smallest and cheapest place he could find and set up a shop. He sent a few nickel coin he had on paper, ink and pen. Over his shop he put a placard that said wisdom for sale. All around him were merchants who had large shops. They sold clothes, jewelry, fruits, vegetables, and things that people bought every day. Nagendra called out all kinds of wisdom for sale, reasonable prices. The people who had come to buy things could not see anything in his shop, but could only hear the words he was shouting. They crowded around him and laughed at him. No one brought even one piece of wisdom from but he was patient. So, what was the first para says is there was once a orphan boy. He was clever, but he had no money, not much money to spend on any business. So he got an idea that he will start a shop for selling wisdom. So he started a shop for selling wisdom by using a smallest space in the market and putting some nickels for purchasing paper, pen, and ink. And on front of the shop, he put a board saying all kinds of wisdom for sale. And there he started hawking, like he started shouting in the market that all kinds of wisdom for sale, reasonable prices. So people who gathered there used to see nothing in his shop except pen, ink, and paper. They wondered, and they thought that this boy must be mad, that he is shouting for selling wisdom, and they laughed at him, but they never purchased any kind of wisdom from him. Still, Nagendra was very patient. Second para. One day, Babu, a rich merchant's son, happened to pass by and heard the wisdom seller hawking his wares. Wisdom, wisdom of all kinds. He was a stupid boy. He didn't know what was really being sold. He thought it was a vegetables of or thing he could hold in his hand. So he asked Nagendra what it could cost per kg. Nagendra said, I do not sell wisdom by weight, I sell it by quality. So this boy, one day a merchant's boy visits the market and he see Nagendra shouting like wisdom for sale, wisdom for sale. So he gets curious about this boy Nagendra and ask him from how do you sell wisdom, how much is for 1 kg. Then Nagendra says, I do not sell wisdom by weight, I sell it by quantity. So Babu put down a nickel and asked Nagendra to give him a nickel's worth of wisdom. The boy took out a piece of paper and wrote it in it, it is not wise to stand and watch two people fighting. And he asked Babu to keep it tied in his turban cloth. Turban cloth is nothing but what you wear on your head. So next para says the Babu gives Nagendra a nickel and asks him so much of nickel worth wisdom he wanted. So Babu writes in a paper and it is said, it is not wise to stand and watch two people fighting. So this is a wisdom given to Babu by Nagendra for a nickel. Babu went home and showed his father what he had brought. He said, I have brought some wisdom for a nickel and I have it here, tied up inside this turban cloth. The father untied the knot, looked at the scrap of paper and read what was written on it. It is not wise to stand and watch two people fighting. So here what happens? Babu, after purchasing wisdom from Nagendra, goes back to his house and tells his father that he has brought wisdom for a nickel and he has tied the wisdom in a paper in his turban. So now Babu's father asks to open the turban and give the wisdom paper to him. And when he opens the paper, he finds that chit, it is not wise to stand and watch two people fighting was written on that, and he gets very angry. He was furious. He screamed at his son, you fool, paying a nickel for this nonsense. Everyone knows you should not stand and watch two people fighting. Then he went to the marketplace and stormed into Nagendra's shop and scolded him soundly. You scoundrel, you have cheated my son. He is a fool and you are a cheat. Return the nickel or else I will call the police. Nagendra said, if you don't want my goods, you can return it. Give me back my wisdom and you can have your money back. Gupta, the merchant, threw the scrap of paper at the boy and said, there, now you give me back my money. Nagendra said, no, you have not given me back my wisdom. You have only written the paper. You want your money back. You will have to sign a document saying that your son will never use my advice and that he will always stand and watch two people fighting. Now, what happens? The father, when he comes to know that his son Babu has purchased wisdom for nickel, he gets angry and rushes to the market and finds the shop where Nagendra used to sell wisdom, and he scolds Nagendra that you have cheated my son. My son is stupid and you have cheated him. You are a cheater. Now Babu's father, whose name is Gupta, he asks Nagendra that you return one nickel which you have taken from my son, and I don't want this wisdom. Then Nagendra says, see, if you don't want my wisdom, you can very well return you can very well take the money, but you have to return the wisdom as well. He was very angry at that time, and what he does, he just throws the piece of paper which was on which Nagendra had written that wisdom for. Nagendra had written to you should not to stand and watch two people fighting. He should not. That paper he threw on Nagendra and asked him to give the nickel. Nagendra refuses. He says, this is just a piece of paper and I want you to return the wisdom I have given. For returning wisdom, what I have given you, you should sign a paper. In that you have to say that your son, Gupta's son, Babu, should always stand and watch two people fighting. So the passers-by supported Nagendra. So Gupta readily signed the document and took his money. He was happy that it had been easy to undo his son's foolish bargain. So what happens? The passers-by who were in the shop, who were on the way and who were shopping, supported Nagendra, saying that Babu has to sign a document saying that he will always stand watching two people fighting. So Gupta readily signed the paper. He thought that he was happy that whatever his son Babu has done the mistake, he has rectified it, he has corrected it. 7th para. A few days passed. The king of that land had two queens who hated each other, so that their maids, they quarrelled as bitterly as their mistresses. One day each queen sent her maid to the market. The maids went to the same shop and both wanted to buy the same pumpkin. Here there was only one pumpkin. So they began to quarrel. Their abuses and gestures were so fierce that the grocer fed the place. Babu, who happened to be nearby, remembered his father's contract with Nagendra and went there to watch the quarrel. The maid fought, tore each other's hair, and came to blows. One of the maids noticed the merchant's son and said, "You be my witness." She struck me. The other maid cried, "You have seen with your own eyes who struck whom. You are my witness. Who has hit me so many times?" Then they remembered other errands and went their way. So After a few days of that incident, Nagendra took back his wisdom. After a few days of this incidents, their kingdom, a king was there, and he had two wives, that is, two queens. So the two queens had uh, two maids. The queens fought with each other. They don't they have quarrels with each other, so as their two maids. So even maids used to fight more than their queens. One day what happened, the maids went to market to buy something, and there they found a pumpkin in a shop. There was only one pumpkin in that shop, and they both wanted to purchase that pumpkin. Unfortunately, hearing their fight, the shopkeeper rushes out, avoiding all type of complications. And hearing the voice of fight, Babu, who was there in the market, suddenly remembers that he has to stand and watch two people fighting, and therefore he goes to that place, starts watching these maids fighting with each other. And when he was watching these two maids fighting with each other, the one maid said, "You should be my witness," and the other also said, "You should be my witness. You know who is blowing on whom." And suddenly they remembered some other work and went from that place. The two maids went to their queens and told them about the quarrel, adding all sorts of colorful details. The queens were now furious and sent complaints to the king. Each of them sent word to Babu that he was the witnesses on her side. If he didn't speak in support of her, she would have his head chopped off. Babu was in panic. When his father heard of this, he too was in a panic. Finally, the son said, "Let's go and ask Nagendra. He has wisdom to sell. Let's see what he has to say to get me out of this scrap." So, father and son went to Nagendra, who said he would help, but the fees would be 500 rupees. Guptas paid him the money, and Nagendra said, "When they call you to court, pretend to be insane. Behave as if you understand nothing of what they say." So these two maids who were fighting in the marketplace went to the palace and complained about the fight to the concerned queens, and the queens sent complaint to the king, and therefore the king sent notice to Babu, asking him to come to the court to give witness who was in fault. And in the same notice, it was also said, if Babu doesn't support any of the maid, then his head would be chopped off. So Babu was panicked, and as well as his father. When he came to know about this matter, even Babu's father was panicked. So Babu advises his father that we should consult Nagendra, as he has some wisdom to sell. They both approaches Nagendra, and Nagendra says, "I will help you out in this matter, but my fees is 500 rupees." And Babu's father Gupta agrees for this deal, and he pays 500 rupees, and Nagendra gives the advice saying, "When they call you to the court, pretend to be insane. Behave as if you understand nothing of any sort." So when they call you to the court, you have to go to the court to give witness. So when they call you there, you should pretend, you should show as if you don't know anything about this matter. You should behave as if you are insane, you are mad. So this advice he gives to Babu, and thereby he gives a advice here. So next paragraphs I will deal it in my next video. Till then, read this para number 8 till para number 8. Be thorough of each and every word, difficult word, whatever difficult word you find, underline those words and check in your dictionary. Always keep a dictionary and check in your dictionary the difficult words and write it in your fair books. Till then, namaste.